You're watching Retirement Talk with Eric Kearney, Southwest Florida's retirement television. He's an author, a radio host, a fiduciary, and Southwest Florida's premier investment advisor. Here is Senior Investment Advisor Eric Kearney.
Welcome to Retirement Talk with Eric Kearney. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Eric Kearney and Joseph Lanza of Retirement Wealth Advisors. And to our viewers at home, are you thinking about generating income in retirement? I think a lot of people are thinking about that right now. Today's show, we're going to talk about how to generate income. Eric, how are you today?
Great, Cynthia. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. And Joseph, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good, good. And you've both been so incredibly busy. Thank you so much for always making time to come in and do the shows each week. I know the viewers at home absolutely love seeing both of you on TV, and they love the information that you're providing all about retirement planning.
We love being here, so.
It shows. It shows. Well, so often you hear people talking about generating income in retirement, and it's so very crucial because, of course, income determines outcome, if you will. But with Retirement Wealth Advisors, you actually have your own financial planning department. Let's talk a little bit about that, Eric, and why that's different from other firms.
Yeah, so I think people today are frustrated that they're trying to go into retirement, but they don't have the proper tools. And they really don't have a team of professionals that are properly surrounding them and actually giving them what they want. Going into retirement, it should be nothing less than 5 things. An income plan, a financial plan, a tax plan, a sophisticated portfolio, and also concierge service. And what people want to know is that, am I properly ready to go into retirement? They want proof that they can actually replace their paycheck. Going into retirement is already an emotional event as it is. It's changing our life. We used to be challenged. We used to wake up and understand what we had. We had routine.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden, everything is changing. We don't have that routine anymore. Now all of a sudden, we have to worry about market risk. We have to worry about inflation. So what we're trying to do is we're taking an organized inventory of all of your assets, accounts, investments, your cash, in your checking account, your savings account. We're taking a look at your Social Security and we're creating an income strategy for you. And again, we're incorporating all the problems that come from generating income. And so what we're trying to do is replace that paycheck, let people know that we are outpacing inflation over time. This is what we're doing for rising healthcare costs, and this is how you can get through it. But again, it's a pretty big process that they have to go through.
Sure. And if we could just compare financial planning to baking a cake, can you break down the ingredients that go into a financial plan?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so remember, if you ever tasted a very good piece of cake, I love cake. And if you've ever tasted a really good piece of cake, you understand that whoever made it is now excited about the ingredients that went into that cake. It's not just sugar, it's just not flour. They're telling you about everything, how everything was handpicked. I bought this here, I bought this here. And you realize the attention that went into the ingredients of that. Your financial plan is really no different. You want good quality ingredients that are building the foundation of your financial plan. And really, the income plan is a byproduct of the financial plan. We're putting in all of your goals and objectives. We're understanding what your lifestyle has to look like, feel like, be like. We understand the cost of it. And now all of a sudden we go to the income plan and we say, okay, based on your lifestyle, all the ingredients that you wanted into the financial plan, now all of a sudden we're creating this income plan. And then along comes the investments. Purpose determines placement. Now that we understand the purpose of your life, we understand the purpose of your money, we understand the amount of money that you have to spend, now all of a sudden we can build a portfolio. But Cynthia, how many times have you heard that people have gone into an advisor's office, they're sold a product, a tool, an investment, and all of a sudden a year later they're like, well, I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yes.
And many times people will come into our office and they say, Eric, we have this product, we have this tool. We don't understand what it is. We don't understand the income that we can take out of it. Now we're concerned about market volatility. We're concerned about inflation. We don't know where we are. So understand that now we have to go back to the beginning and start all over and actually put them through that process. But that's what people are craving today. They want somebody who is actually listening to them. They're putting them through a process. They hear them, and they're actually responding to their financial needs.
Eric, thank you. Obviously, Joseph, Eric mentioned taxes when he's talking about building someone's income plan, their financial plan. I should ask you, how do you factor in taxes overall, and what are some of the tools that you can use to help mitigate someone's tax risk, if you will?
Yeah, so for individuals that have been using tax-deferred accounts like 401ks or IRAs to save for retirement, taxes could potentially be a bigger issue for them in retirement. And so we are running a lot of Roth conversion strategies in those financial plans. And that Roth works in the exact opposite way that the traditional IRA does, in the sense that your money goes in after tax, it grows tax-free, and you can actually pull out income tax-free as well. Now, people will hear that you can do a Roth conversion and they will think, well, I'm just going to convert my entire accounts and be completely tax-free. And while it sounds great, any year in which you're doing a conversion, it's taxable income, whatever you decide to convert. So you could be throwing yourself into a higher tax bracket or a higher Medicare bracket by doing that. And so that's where tax planning really comes into play, because you have to be managing your tax brackets each and every year just to see how advantageous a Roth conversion may be, but also know exactly how much should you be converting in order to maximize those tax savings for your specific situation.
Joseph, why aren't more advisors talking about things like the Roth conversion? I think a lot of people will be hearing these things for the very first time. So why is that something that more people aren't really talking about?
I'm being completely honest with you. It's a lot of work to do Roth conversions.
Okay.
To put a Roth conversion plan together, it's not an easy process. It's not like you can just tell somebody, yeah, conversions look good. Let's just go with, pick a random amount and let's go with that. That's not a real strategy. You have to sit down and put that together. So I do think that there's a lot of advisors out there that are unfortunately becoming lazy, and they're not being proactive with taxes. And if there's anything that we see coming down the line that's going to be a potentially big issue for our clients, it's taxes.
Yes, it can be a time bomb for sure. Well, Eric, I should also ask you, with the markets being so volatile, I'm sure clients are wondering, where do I pull money from? What should I do? How does this affect someone's overall decisions when seeking assets to create income, when you're looking at market volatility?
Right. So when market volatility happens, all of a sudden people very much panic because they don't like the idea of their money fluctuating all over the place. But this is where we're bringing in proactive money management, because again, I mentioned this on another show a few weeks back. What we did earlier this year was we went through and we de-risked our portfolios. We went to our clients and said, look, how do we take things off the table? How do we peel off gains? And how do we actually de-risk, lower the volatility, and lower the risk every single year? This is what people are looking for, is actually proactive management. And there's not enough people out there that have it. That's where they get frustrated with the financial industry. I've said plenty of times before, I don't know who's more frustrated with the financial industry, me or the consumer, because there's a lot of distrust out there. And so when the markets get volatile, all of a sudden we realize maybe we're not in a great position. And that's really where we get a lot more phone calls. But the other thing that we have to realize is with volatility, there's other areas of volatility besides the stock market. Unfortunately, investors only equate volatility to the stock market, but it could also be in your tax plan. Your tax plan could be very volatile. When it comes to inflation, if you're not fighting day-to-day inflation or medical inflation or healthcare cost inflation, that's another type of volatility. Remember that another word for volatility is unpredictable. So what we're trying to do through all the financial planning process that we put you through is taking what is unpredictable and maybe making it a little more predictable. And so again, when you go through the process, it's answering more questions, and a lot of times questions that you didn't even think that you had. And a lot of times in the very first meeting, people will say to us, look, that's more than I've ever known before. So again, what we're trying to do is get people reacquainted with their finances, reacquainted with their financial situation, and say, look, volatility isn't such a bad thing. It's actually just how you react to it. And through the financial plan, it can answer an awful lot of questions.
Well, Eric, I want to ask you a question about diversification, but first I know you have a message to our viewers at home before we take a commercial break.
Sure. So everybody out there, thank you so much for watching. This show has been so much fun to do, especially with all the feedback that we receive from you every single week. if you're out there and you are looking to increase your income or create imperishable income over time, you really want an income plan, give us a call today. You can actually go to our website, myincomeplan.com, and you can take a look at that, sign up for that, give us a call, sign up, and we'll see you soon.
Eric, thank you so much. Joseph, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is on your screen, 1-800-779-1942. We realize you're in the viewing audience today and you're asking yourself, do I have a plan for my retirement? If the answer is no, this is the perfect opportunity for you to take advantage of the complimentary consultation. That number, once again, 1-800-779-1942, or you can grab your smartphone, click on that QR code at the bottom corner of your screen. That will take you right to the landing page for Retirement Wealth Advisors, and you can claim your spot accordingly. We're going to take a very short commercial break. I want to ask Eric about diversification of assets when we return.
What does your retirement look like? Is it filled with travel, spending time with family, uninterrupted rounds at the golf course? Or are you too worried to even think about your hopes and dreams? Eric and his team can answer your questions with a complimentary review of your retirement and income plan, and it all starts with getting to know you. They'll do exactly that by going over your current strategy to expose the weaknesses that may exist in your retirement portfolio. Plus, they'll explain potential risks and possible strategies to you in easy-to-understand terms and help get you reacquainted with your portfolio and income strategy. Once they understand your retirement goals, objectives, and dreams, they'll work to custom build a retirement plan to help ensure that you cannot outlive your income in retirement. Because every dream needs a plan. Call Eric today and schedule your visit. You only retire once, so let's get it right the first time.
Welcome back to Retirement Talk with Eric Kearney. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Eric Kearney and Joseph Lanza, and we're talking all about things based around your retirement planning. We're also going to talk to Eric right now about some classes that he's currently teaching. Eric, I love the fact that you're teaching financial classes. I can't think of anyone more qualified on the planet than you to do so. So where can people find you?
So actually, if you are interested in coming to an actual educational event that is purely education, give us a call today, or actually go to the retirement website, Retirement Wealth LLC website. Go to www.retirementwealthllc. Look at the class events that we have, and you can actually sign up for those. They're at local colleges that we've been doing. And you know, Cynthia, we've been teaching these classes for 15 years.
Wow.
And then along came COVID.
Yes.
And we started the TV show.
Yes.
Got really busy. Here's what happened.
Okay.
All of a sudden, other firms started teaching these, but they turned into sales events. And that's where we became frustrated. So when you see an actual education seminar or you see a dinner seminar, it's actually pretty much a sales seminar. And what we're trying to do is, that's why we went back out there. Look at our Google reviews. You can see where people have come to the classes. We don't sell anything. We don't mention tools. It is purely education. And if they want to come in for a consultation after that, which the majority of them do, then they can do that. But the nice thing is that people want to go out there and they actually want to learn for a change. They actually want to get educated. They want to understand about a financial budget. They want to understand investments. They want to understand how to create income. And so the classes are very powerful. Joseph has done an amazing job at building these up and updating them and making them very relevant. The thing that I will tell you is there's a lot of energy at these classes. We go 100 miles an hour. We pack the class full of information, and you will walk out of there with more information, more than likely than you've ever known before. Again, go to retirementwealthllc.com, sign up for our courses. We have plenty coming up, and we look forward to seeing you there.
That is fantastic. And I know in your classes you're talking about diversification of investments, but also diversified income streams. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, sure. So when you go into retirement, you want to build different income streams. Think about it when you had a job and then all of a sudden you took a second part-time job. Now all of a sudden you had 2 paychecks coming in. Kind of cool. When you're going into retirement, you want to understand, where is my income from? Why is it coming from here? You also want to ask how and why. This is something that I don't think enough investors are looking at. How and why, Cynthia? Eric, how am I going to provide income? How am I going to be able to pay my bills? How do I outpace inflation? We could do this all show, but we won't. Well, then let's get to the why. Why are we doing this? Why are you actually telling me I can pull income out of this? Why am I investing in this? Why does this reduce my stock market volatility? How and why, when you're creating income streams, is very important. Now, to further diversify them, maybe we want them to do different things. We want some that are going to have strong growth, some that are going to pay a dividend, some that are safe from stock market volatility. We want to be able to weather different storms. And so when we're able to get through difficult markets and we never have to turn off retirement income, that's a pretty powerful tool for an awful lot of people that are out there. So again, if you're looking for an income strategy, you are concerned about inflation, rising healthcare costs, or maybe your pension is actually going away after a little while, give us a call today. Let's get that strategy done and implemented for you.
Eric, thank you so much. Joseph, I want to ask you, when it comes to creating a retirement paycheck, what are some important strategies to consider for creating the retirement paycheck?
Yeah, anytime you're trying to replace your paycheck or create an income stream in retirement, it boils down to having that income plan in place. And we believe that that income plan is the bare minimum for every retiree, and it's actually something that we provide for every single person who comes into our office. And what that really entails is taking a look at your current and future sources of income and comparing it to your desired lifestyle, while also factoring in taxes, inflation, healthcare, long-term care. What we're trying to do is see how much income do your assets have to provide you for you to live that lifestyle that you love? How do we make that sustainable for you as well? And what that income plan will do is also lay the groundwork for how your investments should be placed. But on top of that, where those different income streams are actually going to come from in regards to your investments. And majority of the time when we're going over this initial income plan with individuals that we've just created for them, they'll say things like, I've never had something built out like this for me before.
Yeah.
And it really does give you that 30,000-foot view of your current situation, but also helps you look down the line at possible roadblocks that you may have and give you some solutions in order to combat those roadblocks.
What does that feel like when you're designing a plan for someone for the first time? I have to ask you that question because it has to be so rewarding, and you see their eyes light up.
Yeah, it is so satisfying, especially when you build out that first plan, and then you can do different scenarios based off of that first plan as well.
Yes.
Maybe there's something in there people think, well, my expenses actually might drop down at this point, or you know what, I want to spend more on travel. I want to add a home kitchen repair in there. Whatever you may want to see in that plan, it can be factored into a scenario for that. And that really is one of the most rewarding things about this job, is putting that puzzle together for every single person. And every single person's puzzle fits differently than the last person, really.
I love that. I love that. Customized and just for that person only. Well, Eric, in the world of economic experts, some people feel that annuities should play more of the role in the overall retirement puzzle. Wanted to ask you, what do you think? And how do they differ for different people?
I mean, that's exactly right, Cynthia. They differ for different people. Basically, you have three kinds of annuity buyers. Number one is, no thanks, not for me. Number two is going to be a hybrid where you want to incorporate a little bit of fixed income, maybe some guaranteed income there, and also de-risk the portfolio over time. There's nothing wrong with guaranteed income in your portfolio. So that could be a hybrid. And number three could be a person that says, the only thing I want invested in is guaranteed annuities, which is not something that we ever suggest. So again, there's three types of annuity people. But if there's ever proof that people don't like volatility in the market, it's in 2024, there was $385 billion in annuities sold that year.
Incredible.
I would suspect that 2025 is even more, and even going to be even more the following year. So again, the numbers are rising, and that is proof that people do not want volatility in their portfolio, especially as they get older. They want to be more predictable about where their income's coming from. So again, we actually end up replacing an awful lot of variable annuities that are coming from out of state. It's a very powerful tool, especially with interest rates high right now. So there's a lot of our very best clients that we have done replacements for. We've actually refinanced their retirement and actually took their existing annuities that they got from another state or from another advisor and actually put them in a better position. Those people become our very best advocates, and they tell us, Eric, Joseph, if there's anybody in our situation where we had a variable annuity and you put us in a significantly better product, have them call us. That's what people really want to hear. They want to know that somebody else was in their position and that we actually put them in a better position. So again, annuities are not for everyone, but with rising interest rates right now, they could be a significantly better option.
Well, Eric, I want to talk to you a little bit about taxes and inflation, but we have to take a commercial break.
Sure.
You have a message for our viewers at home.
Yeah. Hey, everybody out there, income, that's what we all want. We want more income. More importantly, we just want the security to know that we're able to pay for our lifestyle. So if you're looking for that security, you don't have an income plan, go to myincomeplan.com, sign up today, or give us a call right now. We're standing by. Get that financial plan done, get that income plan done, and let's see where you stand.
Eric, thank you so much. Joseph, thank you so much. To the viewers at home, that number to call is on your screen, 1-800-779-1942. If you're wondering about generating income in your retirement years, this is the perfect opportunity for you to book that consultation today, 1-800-779-1942. We're going to take a very short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. I have so much more with Eric and Joseph when we return.
And we are back today with Donna Crone, Certified Financial Planner of Retirement Wealth Advisor, who heads up our financial planning department. And again, we are talking about another subject, interest rate changes. So Donna, what can you say about interest rate changes?
Well, Eric, interest rates impact the decisions that we make with our money. So for example, in a high interest rate environment, interest rate sensitive investments may become more desirable, or maybe borrowing money, not as much. The financial plan allows us to evaluate those options relative to a person's goals, their needs, as well as their risk tolerance. But also important is that we can see how it plays out over a period of time. The financial plan is also a critical tool in indicating when we need to make changes in an investment strategy because of a fluctuating interest rate environment. And Eric, you know, a lot of investors struggle with that.
Yeah, that's so true. So as we get into retirement, as we get a little older, we want to start being more conservative. The problem is, how do you do that when you have a rising interest rate environment and literally bonds and interest rates have an inverse relationship to each other? There are alternatives out there. So if you feel like this is an issue with your retirement or your portfolio, or even trying to generate income, give us a call today. Let's get a second opinion on that financial plan, your income plan. Let's get you in front of a certified financial planner like Donna and get you situated today. Donna, thanks for being here today. We always appreciate it. Cynthia, back to you.
Welcome back to Retirement Talk with Eric Kearney. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, joined today by Eric Kearney and Joseph Lanza of Retirement Wealth Advisors, and we're talking all about generating income for your retirement years. Well, Eric, I know that we have to talk a little bit about taxes and inflation. Do you factor those into someone's income plan?
Yeah, taxes and inflation, I mean, they're a huge issue this year. They were probably a huge issue last year, but they've always been an issue, or they should be an issue. So again, when you go in and you have an income plan done, unfortunately, in theory, it seems very simple to do. The unfortunate part is there's not enough advisory firms out there who are giving their clients an exact income plan. This is your portfolio. These are your accounts. This is your checking and savings. This could be your pension. This could be your Social Security. Now what we're going to do is we're going to inflate it over time. We're going to factor in a bad year. We're going to factor in healthcare inflation. There's so many moving parts that come with an income plan. That's why it's completely separate from the financial plan. And as I always say, is 5 things that you need in retirement is a financial plan, an income plan, a tax plan, a sophisticated portfolio, and lastly is concierge service.
Yes.
There's not enough people that are coming into the office that have these. Actually, there's a lot of people that say, we really don't have anything. I have a pile of statements. And now what we have to do is we have to take that pile of statements and we start all the way at the beginning with our financial planning process. And you're going in front of a money manager. You're going in front of a concierge service assistant. You're going in front of a certified financial planner, and we're starting to figure it out. We're putting all the pieces of that puzzle together. And what people are starting to realize is, this is what I needed before. Now I'm becoming better equipped to understand where my income is going to come from. And it kind of blows me away that people will come in, they're on the verge of retirement, and they really don't have any tools. And so again, that's where we kind of have to speed up and say, okay, we're going to get you here, but it's going to take a lot of work. But people are willing to put the effort in, right? And believe me, the sooner that you start when it comes to financial planning, the much better off you're going to be.
Absolutely, 100%. And I should ask you, Joseph, as well, along with taxes and inflation, what about required minimum distributions? How do those play a role?
Yeah, well, the Secure Act 2.0 changed the required minimum distribution age to 73. And that's when the government steps in and says, hey, you need to take X amount of dollars out of your IRA every year starting at this age, whether you need that income or not. But what else the Secure Act also changes how IRAs are actually inherited by beneficiaries. Now, when a non-spouse beneficiary inherits that IRA, they have a 10-year window to withdraw that entire account. Any withdrawals is taxable income to them. And when you think about when most people will be inheriting money in their life, they're typically in their 50s or 60s, which is also typically their highest income earning years. So just by having this person inherit this account, you could potentially be throwing them into a higher tax bracket. And so it's all to say that the IRA is not necessarily the transfer of generational wealth tool that it once was, but it's also a prime example of how tax laws change, and you need to make sure that whoever's at the wheel of your financial plan, whether it's you or your advisor, that the strategies you're using are reflective of the current times.
Joseph, thank you. Eric, I've heard you mention imperishable income, and I know folks are curious about that. Can we spend a little bit of time talking about imperishable income?
Yeah, so this is a great question. And when people are out there and they're really looking for incredible income that is not driven by market volatility, they don't have to worry about that market anymore. That's our biggest worry. When I get into retirement, does my strategy all of a sudden change? Not necessarily. We still need growth. We still need to outpace inflation. We still have taxes. So what people are looking for is imperishable income. It's no different than you going in and let's say you look at 2 sweet potatoes. This one's imperishable. This one will be rotten in about 2 weeks. Obviously, we're going to buy the imperishable one. It will not rotten anytime soon. So again, with imperishable income, there's lots of opportunities and different strategies and options for you to create imperishable income. Again, it should be part of an entire strategy. And again, you want to have checkpoints throughout your retirement to understand that you are still keeping up with the income that you actually need. Really powerful tools that we can actually implement.
Well, Eric, people need to make that phone call today. You have a very special message to close us out. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much. Remember, everybody out there, have accountability towards your advisor. Get your portfolios, healthcare plans, tax plans, income strategies. Put a stress test on them. Put inflation, put volatility on them. See if they're actually going to weather different markets. And if they're not, or you're looking for a second opinion, give us a call today. We look forward to hearing from you.
Eric, thank you so much. And Joseph, thank you so much. To our viewers, most of all, thank you for spending time with us today on Retirement Talk with Eric Kearney. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. We'll see you back 1 week from today. Take care now.
Hey, Southwest Florida, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions after today's show, please give us a call.
Remember, you only retire once. Let's get it right the first time. Have a great week and an even better retirement.